We are on a mission here at New Steps Foundation to reach as many kids as we can to help them reach their full potential, be proficient at home, and be proficient at school. So let's tune in. Hey parents, I want you to come on a journey with me. And this journey requires you to go back. Go back to the time when you were a kid. Go back to the time or place when you had to be taught how to foster independence. Who helped you with fostering your independence? Who helped you become the person that you are today? How did they pour into you? What did it look like to you? And then again, as we move forward to the present today, one thing I want you to do now is, how can I be able to prepare my child or my grandson or the foster child that I have to be able to foster independence, right? Here's why I want you to help them foster independence, because if you help them foster independence, once they get to high school, things can go more smoothly around the house. Things like, if you want them to do the dishes more, do you want them to learn how to cook more? Do you want them to learn how to solve problems more? Find out how do they work. Find out what motivates them. Find out what makes them move. Find out what makes them want to ask more questions. Find out what makes them want to do more things around the house, not only around the house, but things with you. So the reason why I say go back is because it's one of those things that as adults, we forget that we were once kids. We forget that we was once the kid on the other side that was asking all the questions, asking all the things that we wanted to know before it's time for us to move on. So the thing that I want you to know today is that I want you to be able to help that child or help your child be able to foster independence. The way you can actually find that out is find out the how. The how is, how do they work? How do they do under stressful situations? How do they do when they hit an obstacle? How do they overcome that obstacle? What is the thing that I need to pay attention to? How? How do I be able to get them to go from where they are today to be able to get through certain situations? How do I get them to stop and think and not depend on the phone? How do I get them to go do the thing that they necessarily want to do or they may not want to do? What do I need to pay attention to? Kids will tell you what they need you to pay attention to. Like if they are playing a game often, and that's problem solving. So if they're playing a game a lot and they're going in their room and playing a certain particular game. So if it's a game that requires more steps to it or more controls or more hand and eye coordination, the one thing you can identify, okay, cool, they're good at figuring out or problem solving. So what can I do to be able to get them to do more problem solving? What can I do to get them the more challenging things to be able to be independent? Do I need to teach them how to cook? Are they interested in cooking? No? Okay, cool. How can I be able to ease that in there where it's not like I'm teaching them how to cook? Hey, come learn how to cook, right? You see what I'm saying? You don't have to do those things. It is more of, hey, what excites them? What makes them fired up? What makes them, I don't really want to or stay away from? What is the things that I need to pay attention? You need to pay attention to the every day. How do they come in the house? How do they go out the house? How do they act when they're hanging with their friends? What makes them so excited to want to go outside and hang out with their friends? What makes them excited to want to hang out with you? What are those things? Because as parents, we are never out of those days where we have to just teach one lesson and then that's it. Teach another lesson and that's it. No, it's one of those things where we have to teach a lesson, study, and identify what did they take from that lesson that I just gave them? Did they take this particular issue or did they take this particular thing that I wanted them to learn? No, okay, cool. Here's why they didn't do that. Okay, why didn't they do that? What was going on in that situation or in that time where they didn't want to learn something? What was it? Find those things out, because once we find out the who or the what and the how, then we can go into the what. What do I need to do to be able to make sure that this process moves a little bit faster? So the fostering of the independence shows, or the result shows, not instantly. I'm not saying instantly, but it's like over time. Over time, your results will show. So the one thing I want to help you with is on guidance. The one thing that we're going to put together is a way that you can gamify things that your kids is already doing, like chores, the things that they are doing, like going to school. We want to make sure that we make things that you do as a parent fun. We want to make sure that we give you tools to be able to make things that you do fun, so you can be able to get the results that you want to have, so you can reduce the stress, so you can reduce the things where you feel like you have to do more. No, if your kid reaches a certain age, they should be able to do a lot more to make sure your burden is light. So this is Will from New Steps Foundation. I hope you got something from this message, and I hope you can be able to apply something to this message today, so you can be able to not only be a phenomenal guardian, a phenomenal parent, but you can be that person that they can lean on more than they lean on social media, more than they lean on their friends. I want you to be that spotlight. Let's go.